Lately, the Ghana Revenue Authority has been on the streets admonishing the public to be paying their taxes, filing their returns, registering their business enterprises with the Ghana Revenue Authority, and then disclosing their incomes honestly to the authority. Is there any policy of the government to cushion the tax burden of the tax-paying public? Yes, we have what we call the income tax reliefs, which are available to the general public to take advantage of to cushion their tax burden. In other jurisdictions, we have people filing for their returns and then getting tax rebates and tax refunds. Is it the same in Ghana? Yes. In our previous episodes, we discussed a number of tax reliefs, and today we are going to continue with the rest that were not discussed. This is your favorite program, Time with the Tax Law, and Time with the Tax Law is aired on GRA TV, and today's discussion is still going to be on personal income tax reliefs. Helping me to do the discussion today are, on my left, Mr. Charles Jiwa. Charles, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Charles is a seasoned tax practitioner, a chartered accountant, and a renowned auditor with the Ghana Revenue Authority. On my right is Joseph Fiajo. Joe is a familiar face. Joseph Fiajo is a chartered accountant and adjunct lecturer and a seasoned tax auditor with the Ghana Revenue Authority. Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Okay. In our last episode, we discussed a number of the personal income tax reliefs. We did discuss the marriage or responsibility relief, which we concluded that the relief amounted to 1,200 Ghana cedis per annum. The disability relief, which we concluded that it amounted to 25% of your accessible income from business and employment. The child education relief, which is available for the applicant up to a number of 3 dependent children or wards that are in recognized registered educational institutions in Ghana, and each child is attracting 600 Ghana cedis. So total, we are talking of 1,800 Ghana cedis per annum for the applicant. We also discussed old age relief, which also amounted to 1,500 Ghana cedis per annum for people who are over 60 years plus, who are still in business. We did discuss aged dependent relative relief, which is also 1,000 Ghana cedis per annum. And then today, we are going to continue with the discussion. To start with, Charles, let me start with you. We have what we call cost of training relief. What is it?
Thank you very much. So, cost of training relief is a relief or a rebate that is given to an individual who is upgrading, who is a taxpayer, is in an employment or business and is trying to upgrade the skill in order to enhance the other employment or the business that he is into.
So by this skill, you are looking at the professional, the technical, and the vocational skill, right?
That is correct.
Okay, fine. So it means that if somebody ordinarily picks up a form and enters any institution for any course, that would just provide an academic uplift, but not necessarily professional, vocational, and technical. What happens?
So that person will not be will not benefit from such a relief, because the relief is geared towards improving or upgrading a skill that you already have in order to enhance the business or the employment in which you are. Academic qualification is quite general, it's not geared towards a particular skill.
Okay, that's fine. So Joseph, what if I enroll in more than one vocational, technical, or professional institution?
The law says you are entitled to 2,000 Ghana cedis per year. So if you enroll in more than one vocational institution, the GRA has to ascertain which one improve your existing skills or vocation and contribute to your general productivity and grant you the training relief in respect of that.
Okay. So, Joe, still on you. If one is already in an employment,
Yes.
and then secures an admission at the University of Ghana
Yeah.
to pursue, let's say, accounting,
Yeah.
would you say that is not a professional, technical, or vocational skill going to be developed?
No,
I want you to draw a distinction between, because two people would end up at the University of Ghana or University of Cape Coast, or for that matter, University of Science and Technology, University of Science and Technology.
Yeah.
But from the discussion so far, it appears one could come out and would qualify for this relief, whereas the other would not qualify. I want you to draw a strict dichotomy between the two.
Yes, you see, the law is talking about existing skill that you are using in an organization already. So you are just going to develop on that. So it's referring to a fresh qualification.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. So, cherished viewers and listeners, what Charles and Joseph are saying is that whereas independency of your employment, if you went in for any professional development or vocational development or as it were a technical development, then you qualify for a relief up to how much? 2,000 Ghana cedis per annum. So this relief goes to the employee himself.
Yes.
So unlike the others where the child goes to school and the parents take the relief, this is different, right? So this one is to the employee himself.
Sure.
That's interesting. Okay, so we'll move to the next relief. Charles, I want you to speak to this marginal reliefs, which is embedded in the graduated scale of the individual graduated scale. Yes, what is it? What are we supposed to know about that?
Well, so in the normal graduated tax rate that we have for individuals, you will realize that there are portions of the chargeable income, or the one that we know to be the taxable income, that is tax-free. So if, for instance, you earn, let's say, 400 cedis a month,
Okay.
and currently we have that relief to be 319.
Okay.
So it means the difference between 400 and 319 will be subjected to tax. That is a huge relief for you.
Okay.
Between paying tax on the 400.
That's about 81.
Yes.
So you'll be paying tax on
the 81 rather than the 400. So that's a huge relief. That is
interesting. So which people will qualify for this?
Every person who is subjected to the individual tax rates is qualified for that.
Okay, so what you have said is that if I should align that with the Section 1 of the Income Tax Act, that is Act 896,
Yes.
which seeks to say that income tax is payable for each year of assessment by anybody who has a chargeable income.
Yeah.
And we all know what chargeable income is. Chargeable income is assessable income from business, employment, and investment, less all the allowable deductions, including these reliefs.
Yeah.
So if anybody has that chargeable income, that person automatically qualifies for this. So this is not about whether you have a child, you are married, you have a dependent responsibility on you, you have relations, in-laws, and those things. This one has nothing to do with them.
No.
It's embedded, it's already there.
So this one is available to all individuals.
So once you make an effort to pay tax, you already have it.
Yes.
Wow, and I think this is good news. Cherished viewers and listeners, this is good news. We are saying that in as much as you are on the GRA radar and you are performing your civic responsibility of paying tax, your constitutional duty of paying income tax, automatically this relief is available to you. I'm not too sure. Is it available to corporate institutions?
No, this is
Good,
for individuals.
good. So Charles has confirmed that this is strictly for individuals. Is it only for employees? I'm sure no.
No.
So it means that this is available indeed to all individuals, whether you are earning employment income, business income, or investment income. Thank you very much, Charles. And how much is it? Again, can you recap?
Also, for currently in the year is 3,828 Ghana cedis.
For the year,
For the
annual.
year, annual.
Which will be denominated into.
Monthly to be 319 Ghana cedis, 319.
I'm interested in that statistic. So what we are saying is that if somebody earns 500 Ghana cedis, the state gives you 319 Ghana cedis free out of it, non-taxable.
That's correct.
So you are left with 181 cedis taxable.
Sure.
At even one rate, 5%, I guess.
As 5%.
Wow. I think this is good news. So why should you even evade that for GRA to chase you? And no, I don't think it's, for me, it's not a matter to be considered at all. I think that's good news. That's good news. Joseph, I'll continue with you.
Yes.
Mortgage interest.
Yes.
You want to speak to us on that? What is mortgage interest?
Okay, mortgage interest as defined under the law.
Which law?
Under the Act 896 or
That
the
the
Income Tax Act
Act
2015
okay.
Act 896.
My viewers would like to know which law we are talking about. That's good. Go ahead.
Specifically, the 6th schedule,
Okay.
paragraph 4, sub 4.
Okay.
It says that if an individual takes a mortgage loan to construct a building of in his lifetime, a building in his lifetime for his residential purposes or a residential building, he's entitled to relief on the interest payments.
Okay. That's interesting. So, if I got it right, you are saying that if an individual
Yes.
takes a mortgage to secure residential property,
Yes.
the interest on that mortgage
Yes.
is granted as a relief.
Yes. It's deducted in arriving at the chargeable income of the individual.
That is
So
interesting.
it's a relief to the individual.
That is interesting.
Yes.
Charles, how many properties are we allowed to take the relief on?
You are allowed only one property.
Oh, is that so?
Only one property.
Then that property must be huge. Is it supposed to be a low-cost property or a high-end one? Does the law make any distinction between them? Because certainly, if I live at where I live at now, and then you live at East Legon or West, I won't mention my for obvious reasons, and you live at East Legon, our residential properties are not going to be of the same value.
Sure.
You will be seeing some millions of dollars. Is that right?
That's right.
Does the law give a cap or put a cap on the value per se?
No, not at all.
It doesn't really matter
really
where I live.
No, the law wants to give the flexibility. You have decided to have a residential building wherever you want to live. I mean, GRA shouldn't restrict you and say go for this particular one or that. What we are saying is that whatever interest that's or the loan that you acquire in order to put up this building in East Legon, the interest on it, even if it's $1 million, you let us bring in, we are going to give you a relief on that interest in order to lessen your burden and also make homes and residents quite affordable for all Ghanaians.
So what you are saying is that the burden must not necessarily be a low-cost burden, right?
Not at all.
That's fine. Must the burden necessarily be in the Republic of Ghana, or it could be outside?
The law
Let's say
says
Cote d'Ivoire.
a residential building, so it's looking at the individual being resident in that building. So we are talking about Ghana.
Okay.
Because in this reliefs act we're talking about, we are talking about individuals in Ghana or resident persons.
Okay, that's interesting. Joe, let me ask you.
Yeah.
You were the first to mention residential.
Yeah.
That is quite well understood.
Yeah.
What if I'm an employee
Yeah.
and I take a loan,
Yeah.
a mortgage loan,
Yeah.
to secure, let's say, a premises,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Part of which I sleep,
Yeah.
and part of which I rent out for commercial purposes.
Yeah.
What happens?
Well, if that comes to the knowledge of the GRA, we may be forced to apportion the relief relating to the interest. The reason being that the law says is residential property.
So it doesn't matter
once
whether
in one's lifetime. Once in one's life.
So what that means is that if I took it in 2016 or 2017, that's all. Until I leave the surface of the earth, I cannot take it again. No matter the circumstance, I cannot take it again. That is what you mean by
that's
once
right.
lifetime.
Once in a person's life, an individual's lifetime.
That's fine. I'm still interested in the commercial thing.
Yeah.
What if the commercial property are acquired with the mortgage loan or the loan?
Yeah.
It's bringing income which I have honestly disclosed to GRA for tax purposes. Are you saying I still cannot take it?
Well, that will be something which is subsequent to the granting of the relief.
Because
so it's up to GRA to go into.
I'm asking because when you look at the rendition of the sixth schedule charge, maybe you have to come in here. When you look at the rendition, the sixth schedule, it doesn't really restrict you to restrict this to an individual per se, right? An individual. Just I don't think it restricts you to a person. But what it does restrict is residential. That one I agree. And I'm saying that though the law says residential, if I go for a mortgage loan, which is mortgage loan confirmed, but unfortunately I changed my mind. Though when I was going in, I went with the intention of using it for a personal, residential facility, and I changed my mind. Or originally, I even built a residential facility. Lived in it for a week or two, and I said, okay, fine, I am no longer interested. I want to use it for commercial purpose. I want you to clarify that.
Okay, so mind you, even the tax laws again, interest is even deductible in the first place. So assuming you have even changed your mind along the line, that it's no more going to be residential, but you are going for commercial. Okay, this same loan is turned into kind of a commercial loan. The interest portion on it is still deductible under the business income. So in the national, you the individual, whether you are in business or you are building for yourself, you are not going to lose. It's just that is the name that is changing from maybe from individual to business or something.
Okay, that's well understood. Joe, let me come back to you. What if the property, the loan I took it jointly in the name of me and my spouse?
Just to refer to an earlier issue, the sixth schedule, specifically the fourth paragraph, says an individual. Okay, an individual.
Yes, I agree.
So for you to do that with your spouse, that does not sit properly with the law. So who then takes the relief? So I mean,
no, I tend to agree with the rendition. You see, but the practical reality is that I went for a mortgage.
One of you should take it. It cannot be the two of you, because the law says an individual.
Yes, so it means that are you going to apportion? Because see, an individual, I'm an individual, my spouse is an individual.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the two of us jointly took the mortgage interest or loan, and the interest thereon is supposed to be relieved. Are you saying that one of us has to take it and the other will not take it? You get the point I'm trying to raise?
So it's the same interest and respect to one building.
Yes.
So whether it's apportioned or put together, it's respect to the same thing. The same. We are talking. The focus here is the building. Okay. The focus here is the building.
Okay,
so
that's
once
interesting.
it's respect to a residential building.
That's interesting.
You can say that you've put one together, but you have divided it among yourself. Okay. So the same way this one can enjoy.
So my last question on this one, Joseph, how much is the amount, the relief?
There's no cap.
Okay.
There's no limit as to the mortgage interest relief. Yeah, but I just want to add to the earlier discussion. You see, once the law says an individual, we should avoid saying that, oh, a couple or two people can come together. The law says an individual.
But you are met
with the commissioner's
discretion.
ruling.
Yeah. But you are met with a practical reality.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what I was trying to project.
Yeah.
But that notwithstanding, I think my time is up. All too soon, we have come to the end of this segment.
Yeah.
And viewers, we are out for a short commercial break. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Business in the past was always face-to-face. Today, technology allows partners to do business from anywhere in the world. Sometimes, simple things like filing of returns and paying of taxes can be very stressful and time-consuming. With the Ghana Revenue Authority's new online filing and payment portal, filing of returns and paying of taxes is simple with just a click of a button. Visit ghana.gov.org and register on the GRA platform to file your returns and pay your taxes online. You can file your returns and pay your personal income tax, value-added tax, customs duty, and more, or through the GRA website www.gra.gov.gh or call toll-free number 0800 900 102. Visit ghana.gov.gh today. It's simple, convenient, secure, and fast.
Cherished viewers and listeners, you are welcome back, and thank you for continuing to be with us on this favorite program, Time of the Tax Law. Yes, we've been discussing the personal income tax reliefs of a taxpayer, an individual, a resident individual. And I've had Charles Jiwa and Joseph Fiajo on board all this while. Yes, but backstage, whilst we were on break, we had a little bit of a brouhaha behind the scenes. And I'll be happy to share it with my cherished listeners and viewers. You know, the issue is whether or not a joint acquisition of a residential property should qualify the two parties in that unison to take the relief. Let me restate it. Whether spouse who jointly take a mortgage loan to acquire residential property would have the relief apportioned in their favor. My two panelists seem to have had a very antagonistic and entrenched and very resolute position on this. They don't seem to agree. I want my cherished viewers and listeners to have a little bit of this intercourse. Charles, are you saying that in a circumstance like that, the relief, that is the mortgage interest, should be apportioned against what Joe is saying, that no, the law says it's an individual. So if you decide to go and join up with somebody to take it, you have disqualified yourself.
Yes.
Let's begin this.
Yeah, so my view is that this couple are also individuals anyway who are taxpayers. Now, it is their decision that we want to acquire our residential building.
Which no law forbids.
Which no law forbids. So to them, it is their residential building for a lifetime. Just that they have to go in together to acquire the loan. So to that extent, I believe that there should be an apportionment between the two with respect to the interest that is being deducted.
But the law says individual.
Yes.
Okay, Joseph.
You see, when you look at the rendition of the 6th schedule, paragraph 4, sub 4.
Okay, for the avoidance of doubt, I mean, just to finish my cherished viewers and listeners.
Yeah.
The provision which Joe has just provided.
Yeah.
Let me read it.
Yeah.
That is the 6th schedule.
Yes.
Of the Income Tax Act 2015,
Yeah.
Act 896.
Yes.
That is the paragraph 4 and subparagraph 4.
Yes.
Subparagraph 4 says that an individual may deduct mortgage interest in respect of only one residential premises during the lifetime of that individual.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So my understanding is that if a couple decides to go for a joint property which has been secured on a mortgage loan, and for that matter applying for mortgage interest as relief, they may end up pushing each other into a tight hole. in the sense that the next time they decide to acquire another property, the law will say you have acquired one property in a lifetime, because you are restricted to one property.
No, that is settled.
So
That
so
is okay.
looking at the law carefully, I will employ the principle of exclusivity. The law says an individual, so the law is not looking at parents of individual or two people coming together or a couple coming together.
Okay,
it
but
the strict interpretation.
So,
Joseph,
what is your
Yeah.
conclusion?
My conclusion is that
Yes,
That person should
if a couple, okay, comes to the GRA that they are availing themselves of that relief
in respect of a
in
jointly
respect of
acquired
jointly acquired,
property,
they
residential.
are not qualified.
Okay, so let me ask
That
you
is
this.
my opinion.
No, Charles, you hold on. Let me ask you, Joe.
Yeah.
Is the spouse? I mean, within that engagement,
Yes.
is the wife an individual? Yes.
She is.
Is the husband an individual?
He is.
Okay, so what part of the law forbids the two to own a joint property?
Nothing under the law forbids them.
Okay, so
But
if the two of them,
for you to avail yourself of this provision under the law, the textual meaning and what is written in plain text says that an individual may deduct mortgage interest
But Joe,
in
you have
respect of a residential accommodation
Precisely.
of that individual.
Yo, but you have precisely, but you have just said that the wife is an individual.
Yeah.
The husband is an individual.
Yeah.
So in a clean sense, there are two individuals
Yes.
who have equally acquired a residential property.
Yes.
So the conditions there have been triggered,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So in respect of the wife, the condition has been triggered.
Yes.
In respect of the husband, the condition has been triggered.
Yes.
Except that they jointly got it triggered. Is that not it?
So one
So
person
why don't
can
you
apply for that.
Yes, but you would have shortened the other. Why don't you apportion? Charles, you want to speak that? Why don't you
Yes,
apportion?
that is.
Because you see, the point is the interest
Yeah.
is on the residential property,
Yes.
which has been acquired.
Yes.
The interest is not so much on the individual or the joint property per se.
Okay.
What is important is that it's not a corporate institution that has gone for it.
Sure.
It's a resident individual. That is when you look at the rendition, a resident individual, right? Now the question is, if they are both resident individuals and they have jointly acquired the property, and GRA thinks that because the relief is in respect of one building,
Okay.
so why don't you split
All
it?
right. So
Why don't you apportion?
So thank you, Eric.
Why would
So-
you deny them this?
Okay,
this?
so Eric, are we by extension saying that since the law has not mentioned a couple but mentions an individual, a partner, not necessarily partners, not necessarily couples can come together and apply for such a relief?
They are individuals.
Because partners to have not been mentioned.
No, they are
But the law
individuals.
mentioning only an individual.
No, but you know that.
So the individuals can come
Yeah,
together.
but you know that in taxation,
Yeah.
partners are taxed as individuals.
Yes.
We don't tax the partnership per se.
Exactly.
So the law says individuals, and partners are individuals.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Joe.
Yeah.
If an individual
Yes.
took a mortgage loan,
Yeah.
acquired a property
Yes.
with the intention to reside in,
Yeah.
which makes it a residential property,
Yeah.
and later on, a year thereafter, decide that no, Charlie, I'm hard pressed with cash. I want to rent part out for commercial purpose,
Yeah.
and maintain the part I'm leaving for residential purpose.
Yeah.
Are you saying that you're going to deny him the relief of the mortgage interest?
No, the law says.
What will you do? Are you going to apportion?
Yes. We
Yeah,
have
but if
to
you would
apportion.
apportion, then you should have no chance.
No, it's because
Yes.
the law says a residential property,
Mhm.
and that does not include business or non-residential property.
Mhm.
The same extends.
So on
the
that
law
basis-
not including a partner.
No, hold on before we come to the
Partnership.
partnership. Before we
Yes.
come to that.
Yes.
So, though the law doesn't mention specifically,
Yes.
that where the building has been acquired for a dual purpose,
Yeah.
where we have a part which is going under a residency,
Yeah.
and part which is going for commerce, right, or commercial usage.
Yes.
The Lord hasn't mentioned that.
Yeah.
But in your own wisdom,
Yeah.
you have interpreted it to mean that
Yeah.
insofar as it is individual for residential, you are going to apportion.
Yeah.
So what will stop
No,
you
from even that apportionment, I don't think the law contemplates that. The law is saying that it's for residential purpose.
So
if you change the usage of that building, you have defeated the purpose of for which the relief is put in place.
Charles, do you agree with him?
No, because the law says
Let me hear Charles. Let me hear Charles. Charles, would you agree with him?
So let's look at practicality.
Yes.
Yes, somebody, I built my residential building.
Yes.
Then at some point in time, I believe that I want my wife to be selling A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
So part of the building I've broken and I made it stores and
Yes.
selling.
Improvement.
Improvement. Now, are you saying that because I've turned part of my residential building into some commercial activity, I'm being denied?
It's something that the Commissioner General must rule on.
No.
Because
We are representing Reverend Amisa
Yeah, but
here.
we are divided over it.
We are his children. We are representing him.
But we are
and we should be
divided over it.
able to make suggestions to him.
But we are divided.
Anyway, I think I should come to the business for the day. Cherished viewers and listeners, thank you very much for having shared in this debate.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting debate,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that Joe has referred us to our great grandfather, the Commissioner General Reverend Usuamwa. I'm sure when he hears this, he'll take a decision on that. But strictly, if you ask me, I'm more for Charles than for Joe.
Okay.
Because I believe that they are both individuals and they decided to go into this joint arrangement. So it is up to him, the CJ, to apportion. That is my stand. But coming back to the business of the day, we have been discussing the income tax reliefs, personal income tax reliefs all this while. And to continue on this segment, I'll start with Charles because I just agree with you, so I'll start with you. Yes, Charles. How does a person obtain a personal income tax relief from the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority? What is the mode of acquisition, Charles?
So in the first place, a person who so wishes to enjoy this relief will have to present an application to the Commissioner General.
I want you to take your time to enumerate the steps. Because I want my cherished viewers and listeners to take advantage of this discussion and get on board.
All right. So a person who so desires to take advantage of this relief will have to make an application to the Commissioner General through a prescribed form, which can be obtained in any JRA office or on the website. It is a downloadable file over there. You go to www.gra.gov.gh. The platform is open. You go under forms, GRA forms, and you'll be able to obtain this application form. You make the application form and indicate which relief you wish to enjoy, apply for, and make that application to the Commissioner General. Attaching necessary documents
for proof.
We've gone through some of them already. If you are paying for your walls education, you know the documents to ask for, to add to it. If it's a dependency or if old age, you have to.
You know which document. We've already discussed all those.
That is correct.
But Charles, help me relay this information to my cherished viewers and listeners. www.gra.gov.ga. I want you to take that again. It's very crucial.
The
W's are three or two?
The W's are three.
They are three, okay.
Yes.
You mentioned two. I want them to get it right. So please take your time and then give it out to them.
Okay, so it is www.gra.gov.gh.
Okay, so anybody who wants to go to the GRA website should have this.
Yes.
It's basic.
It's basic.
Okay.
So on the platform, you have to go under downloads.
Okay.
You have the downloads of forms. You have all the forms over there, and you search the forms. You see the tax relief form over there. Under we know when you go there, we have the direct and the indirect taxes in there. So you go under the direct tax, and you'll be able to obtain the form for the
Okay.
for
Okay, thank you very much, Charles. Yes, okay. Charles, so I'll continue with you. What is a tax relief card?
All right. So a tax relief card is a document that is given by the Commissioner General that certifies a person's tax relief. So it is like a certificate that the Commissioner General says that for you, this ABC relief, I have given it to you. Take it to, if it's your employer, take it to your employer, so that you'll be able to enjoy the relief upfront. Yes.
Okay, so on that card, right, you have the, of course, an individual may not qualify for all the reliefs. That's what you have said, right? An individual may not qualify for all the reliefs. So on that card, those reliefs that you have qualified for will be clearly stated on it.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
How long can one hold this card? Is it till you die in perpetuity, or how long can one hold this?
Well, income tax is for
a lifetime.
no, I mean we assess income on yearly basis, on annual basis. So circumstance may change. So, and when it does change, I mean the card will also need to be updated as such. So it's actually for a year of assessment, which is annual.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. That's fine. So the significance of the card is that it comes from the Commissioner General, and it clearly satisfies that, or it certified all the reliefs that one is entitled to, and could take them up front.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay. So Joe,
Yeah.
in applying for a relief,
Yeah.
does it come at a cost? How much is the cost of the form, the application form, and all those? So how much will it cost somebody to get a relief approved for him, including the card? How much is it?
It's absolutely free of charge.
Oh wow!
And it is freely downloadable on the GRA website, as Charles said, that you could go to www.gra.gov.gh. You look for downloadable forms. You download that.
Okay. So is that an opportunity?
The card will be issued by the GRA, and a portion will be retained to track your relief every now and then, as well as your tax return submissions.
Okay. So thank you. Is the relief applied for periodically or once in a taxpayer's life?
Okay. Once a taxpayer applies and he is filing returns regularly, unless his circumstances change, the relief, he will be entitled to relief. But I must be quick to say that some of the reliefs are time-bound reliefs. So if you take aged dependent, if the aged relative is going to be with the law, you don't think we don't think such a person should be enjoying relief continuously. If the children are out of school, the children have become adults. So yearly you need to file your tax returns. And if your circumstances change, you need to support that with documents or documentary evidence. And
so in one breath, if my circumstance has changed for the better, so that I can now earn more reliefs, I'll be quick to inform the Commissioner General. What if it changed for the West, where I'm going to be denied some reliefs? For instance, previously, I wasn't married, I didn't have a child, so I wasn't entitled to marriage or responsibility relief, right? So if I get married now, or I have a woman by me now, or I have 2 kids with me now, I'll be quick to apply to the Commissioner General, right?
Once you are filing your returns, you are completing the relief form as well, for you to continuously enjoy that.
No, he has indicated that there's a form specifically designed for that, which you need to, which I agree. But the point I'm making here is that you have been granted the relief. Let's say cost of training relief, you have it. The cost is ongoing. You don't need to apply every month for it, right?
No.
Good. In case you used to have a wife by you and 2 kids by you, and you were enjoying marriage or responsibility relief.
Yeah.
Now they are no more with you. The circumstance has changed.
No,
Do you have to write to the commissioner and to notify him that, look, take me off this relief package because I no longer have those conditions available?
You need to apply for your relief yearly.
Okay, good.
Yes.
But what I'm saying
So
is that
will
what if
on the form you indicate whether your circumstances have changed.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that if a circumstance, I've been denied of a circumstance,
Yeah.
you are looking at the progressive one.
Okay.
I'm looking at the retrogressive one,
Okay.
where I'm now going to lose a relief. Is it going to be on the form, or I have to now write to notify the Commissioner General that, look, I'm no longer carrying the burden of these agent-dependent people, so take me off that relief? How is the modus? Well, how do you go about that one? Circumstances will change for the better.
Yes.
So now you are applying for more.
Yes.
Circumstances will change for the worse. You are now being denied of more. Charles, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do I do? Do I have to write to the Commissioner General for him to take me off the relief card, or I just keep quiet? That's what I want to do.
Precisely, you as a taxpayer in general, whenever your circumstance change, you need to notify the Commissioner General, whether you are whether business, in investment, or in employment. So to that extent, when there is an adverse situation, as you put it, you may have to inform the Commissioner General. If you do not, and eventually it is found out through our visit and other compliance checks,
You haven't
yes,
been a proper
Yes.
citizen.
that is it.
Okay, so my last question on this before we go. Can I take the relief on behalf of my wife?
No.
Okay, so it has to be an individual thing.
Yes.
Okay, so where 2 people are eligible to take a relief, what happens?
When 2 people are eligible.
To take a relief on the same subject matter. For instance, if it's child education, if it is marriage or responsibility, the 2 of you under the relationship qualified to take it, what happens? Can we apportion? Can we take it?
No.
Okay.
For the same subject matter, it is not allowed. So, like the example you cited for the spouse.
Okay.
I mean, one spouse first and foremost, one spouse will have to depend on the other before even that relief is triggered.
Okay.
And again, if it has to do with the 2 children, once it's about the children as being dependent. So once they are dependent on one of them, the other can also.
So what you are saying is that only one person can take advantage of the relief in respect of a particular
subject matter
at a time.
That's correct.
Thank you very much, Charles. Thank you very much, Joseph. Viewers, all too soon we have come to the end of this segment, and we are out for a commercial break. We'll be back. Thank you.
Madam.
Akwesi, not today. No time for jokes, eh? I need to get to GRA to pay my tax before the deadline.
Oh. Auntie Akos, relax. Listen, GRA has stopped accepting checks and cash payments at their offices. GRA has gone cashless.
Cashless?
Yes.
Hey, then how do I pay?
Give me your phone, I'll show you.
The Ghana Revenue Authority has gone cashless. Now you can pay your taxes and duties to GRA online at www.ghana.gov.gh, or for mobile money payments, dial *222# on all networks, or simply pay at the bank.
Oh, thank you, Akwesi. Oh, you've saved me.
GRA, our taxes, our future.
Viewers and listeners, we are back. We have been discussing the personal income tax reliefs available to the tax-paying public, and we have come to the final segment of the discussion. This has been your favorite program, Time with the Tax Law, and helping us discuss today, Joseph Fiajo and Charles Jua. We have walked through all the important reliefs, and then we are discussing the administrative bit of the reliefs that are available. I'll start with you, Charles. Can application for tax relief be declined by the CJ?
Yes.
No, before you even come to that, must the application necessarily go to the CJ?
Not necessarily. Every taxpayer has an office. So now we have the TSCs, that's the taxpayer service centers, or dotted around the country.
Okay.
So it can be obtained from any of GRA's office that is near to you, and the same will reach the commissioner.
And then you transact the business with that. That's because they ably represent the commissioner.
Sure,
that's fine. So can the commissioner general decline an application of that sort?
Yes, the commissioner general can.
What would be the likely basis for this?
Yes, again, as we said earlier, you need to provide some documentation in support of the relief. So if that document is incomplete, the commissioner general may decline and ask you to provide additional information on that. Yes.
Okay. So Joseph, let me come to you.
Yeah.
For a taxpayer who is already enjoying a set of reliefs, can the CJ, the commissioner general, curtail those reliefs, or once they've been approved for you, you enjoy them in perpetuity? Or how do you address this? How do you speak? What do you say?
It's yes and no.
Okay.
If a CJ gets information that does not support your relief application, or that negates the relief application, the CJ can deny you of that.
Okay.
Otherwise, you continue enjoying it as and when you renew it on annual basis.
Okay.
You apply for it on annual basis.
And then you file your returns. They should go together.
Yes.
Okay.
You enjoy the relief, apply for the relief.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So let me come to you, Charles. Charles, my next question is, where an employee ceases to be in the employment in a year of assessment, what does the employer do? What must the employer do?
Yes.
But you know the employer already has the card. You mentioned that the employer has the card.
Yes.
So the employee has ceased to be in your employment. What must you do?
Yes, the employer is supposed to document on the card how much income the employee has earned up to the time of the cessation of the employment, and how much taxes has also been withheld up to the time of cessation of the employment, and the card handed over to the employee.
So what if the employee is engaged by a new employer in the same year?
So once the employee is also engaged, this card will have to be given to the new employer. So that it also continues and documents what happens in the year of assessment of the employee.
Okay, that's interesting. Joseph, a non-resident taxpayer, do they qualify, or does he qualify for a relief?
No, it's only resident individuals or resident taxpayers that qualify for the relief.
So a resident taxpayer whose only income is from outside, would they qualify for the relief?
Yes, it's a resident taxpayer. So far as the income is brought in, I mean, we are practicing the
received.
The taxation is a global, so we are looking at all sources, including what you are earning.
So it's your resident status.
Yes,
That's
your resident status. Once the income is in here and we tax accordingly, we will have to also grant you any relief that you also deserve.
What if that individual has a final withholding tax? You know, Section 1 says that it's either you have a chargeable income or you suffer a final withholding tax. What if the individual doesn't have a chargeable income per se?
Yes, so once the individual does not have a chargeable income, then you will not be subjected to this relief, because as we have seen in Section 51, the relief must be deducted from the chargeable income. And once you do not have a chargeable income, to that extent, you will not be qualified for this relief.
We have said this, but I want it to be recapped, Joseph.
Yes.
Where two or more persons qualify for the same relief, what happens?
Only one person benefits.
Wow, interesting.
Only one person.
Cherished viewers and listeners, all too soon we have come to the end of the discussion on the personal income tax reliefs. We have looked at a number of them. We have looked at the marriage and responsibility relief, which we have said would amount to 1,200 cedis annually, taking off your assessable income. We have also looked at disability relief, which is 25% of your assessable income from business and employment. So investment income doesn't qualify here. We have also looked at child education relief, which we have said that is available to an individual who is responsible for the upkeep of children in registered institutions, educational institutions in Ghana, registered recognized educational institutions in Ghana. And the child must either a child or a ward, and the amount is 600 Ghana cedis per a child, up to a maximum of 3 children. We have also said that there is something called old age relief, which is up to 1,500 cedis per annum, taking off your assessable income, right? And we have also said that there is something called agent-dependent relative relief, which is also 1,000 Ghana cedis. We have said that there is cost of training relief, which is for the upgrading of your skill, technical, professional, and vocational skills, and that is up to 2,000 Ghana cedis, and it excludes normal educational curriculum activities. So if it's a normal degree course, you don't qualify for that. We have also mentioned that there's something called a marginal relief, which is embedded in the individual graduated income tax rate. And we have said that as we talk of as of now, it is up to 3,828 Ghana cedis annually, which radiates to, or which is denominated into 319 Ghana cedis per month. We have also spoken about the mortgage interest relief in respect of an individual, and that has been the most controversial of all the issues. And we are saying that if an individual took a mortgage loan to acquire a residential property in which he lives, the interest on that loan is deductible as a relief to that individual. Cherished viewers and listeners, this draws the curtain down on the personal income tax reliefs. This has been your favorite program, Time with the Tax Law, and the topic for today has been the personal income tax reliefs. At least at this point, we are all aware that even as the GRA is on the streets asking us as public to perform our civic responsibility of paying income taxes, registering our enterprises and our business and our incomes to the GRA, filing all our returns on due dates, and then honestly disclosing our incomes to the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, we also have a benefit hiding right there at the GRA by way of personal income tax reliefs. Don't let us sit back and acquiesce on those rights. Let us go and take advantage. Let's apply and let's be very, very diligent in our application. And the Commissioner General is ready to grant us those reliefs, and our tax burdens will be duly cushioned. Thank you for staying tuned. Your host, Eric Anthony. Thank you.